Hi friends, today we'll be talking about the metabolic regulation. Now we have been talking about enzymes in our earlier videos. Today we'll be talking about regulating and controlling the metabolism which is taking place inside a particular cell. We know that there are times where we really need to stop a particular metabolic reaction. We need to start a particular metabolic reaction. Sometimes it is not only about starting and stopping a particular what you call as reaction, but sometimes, rather most of the times, it is about the fine tuning of the metabolism, where we try to increase the rate of a particular reaction, or we try to decrease the rate of a particular reaction. So whatever you are willing to do, whatever the cell is willing to do, whether it is trying to start a reaction or stop a reaction, increase the reaction or decrease the rate of the reaction, we know that any reaction does not take place inside the cell without these particular enzymes. And if you want to alter the rates of these particular reaction, or you want to dictate whether the reaction should start or reaction should stop, what you should control is your enzymes. So metabolic reaction actually involves and revolves around these particular enzymes. The present video will not be focusing on what you call as any one of the ways by which this particular metabolic regulation is achieved. It will be talking about the various ways which are used. So it will be an overview. You can say it is going to be a trailer of the movie, and then you are going to see the movies in our upcoming videos. So we'll have just an overview of these particular metabolic regulations, and then we'll discuss these one by one in our next series. So one way by which you can regulate the metabolism is what is called as by doing enzyme compartmentalization. Right. So basically talking about enzyme compartmentalization, the name says it's all, right? So though we say that what is in the name, but then in science most of the things are in the names. You come to know everything from the names. So talking about this particular enzyme compartmentalization, what you can just do, rather what the cell it does is tries to compartmentalize these particular enzymes. Say for example, if there is an enzyme for metabolism of DNA, for DNA replication, for transcription, for reading the DNA to form the RNA, you will keep rather all these enzymes inside the nucleus. Say you have something to do with photosynthesis, you will be focusing on what is called as your chloroplast. So all the what you call as enzymes which are involved in photosynthesis, is better to keep them in the chloroplast so that regulating them becomes easier. You can compare this like to your kitchen, where you have kept everything related to cooking of your food. Everything for your leisure you have kept in a living room. Even if it is a small house, though there are no what you call as watertight compartments, you don't have different rooms there, but then still you have small compartments where you have kept everything related to cooking is in one particular area, it's confined there. So whether it is a prokaryotic cell where the compartmentalization is not very evident, or it is a eukaryotic cell where it is very evident, you will find that it is one of the major ways by which, and one of the rather easiest ways by which this particular metabolism it could be regulated. Another way by which you can what you call as regulate the metabolism is by use of what is called as your allosteric enzymes. Now talking about allosteric enzymes, now enzyme, if you see, we have studied, they have one particular site which we refer to as its active site, where the substrate it binds, right? Allosteric enzymes, they are generally the first enzymes in the metabolic sequence. They have another particular site which we refer to as the allosteric site. Rather allosteric, as I told, everything is in the name. Allos means other and steric means the site. The enzymes which have other site where a modulator it can bind. So you have a modulator which binds this particular allosteric site, and this particular modulator will increase or decrease the activity of the enzyme. If it is a positive modulator, after its binding the activity of the enzyme will increase. If it is a negative modulator, the activity of the enzyme will decrease after the binding of that particular modulator. So there is much more to explore about these particular allosteric enzyme, but such particular enzymes which are regulated by some other molecules, they are allosteric enzyme. One of the commonest example which we give, one of the widely studied allosteric enzyme is your aspartate transcarboamylase, ATCase. There are many more in the series. The next one which you have by which you can what you call as control the metabolism, you have what is called as your proteolytic activation. So you have what is called as your proteolytic cleavage or proteolytic activation. So proteolytic activation, you see it is seen in zymogens, some of the precursors of the enzymes of what is called as your digestive system. Matlab you must have heard of chymotrypsinogen getting converted to chymotrypsin, a trypsinogen getting converted to trypsin. So when a longer what you call as polypeptide is found which has an inhibitory sequence, so you do proteolysis, you don't do it, matlab the cell itself does it. So there are certain enzymes which would be what you call as cleaving a particular part of that particular protein, a small oligonucleotide sequence would be removed and then the enzyme would be activated. So that particular activation is called as your proteolytic cleavage, which you can see in zymogen. You can say examples are various digestive enzyme. You can talk about blood clotting factors. We'll be talking about them in detail in our upcoming series. So that is what is called as your proteolytic cleavage. Then you have another particular way, that is what is called as your covalent modification. So covalent modification or covalent modulation. Now covalent modification or covalent modulation, you can say that you have a particular enzyme and a particular group may be reversibly attached covalently to it, or it can be removed. So it may be a phosphate group, it may be a methyl group, it may be a adenyl group. So you attach that particular group to that particular enzyme covalently. So that particular way of activating and inactivating the enzyme is what is called as a covalent modulation. So in covalent modification, what you do, you attach a particular group covalently on the surface of the enzyme. In certain enzymes, after attaching the group, enzyme would be active. In certain, after attaching the group, the enzyme would be inactive. One of the most common examples of such covalently regulated enzyme we give is that of glycogen phosphorylase. So glycogen phosphorylase, enzyme involved in degradation of glycogen, which is what you call as activated and deactivated by addition and removal of the phosphate respectively. So that particular example you can give for this covalent modification. Another particular way by which you can regulate your enzymes is by use of what is called as your isoenzymes. So again in the name, matlab iso, same enzymes, my enzymes which are catalyzing the same reaction, they are referred to as what is called as your isoenzyme. So enzymes which are catalyzing the similar reaction but which are different in some other aspects, matlab they are different in their molecular weight, they are different in their kinetic properties, they may be different sometimes in their amino acid sequence too, they may be different in their reaction to a particular modulator. So such particular enzymes are called as isoenzymes. One of the most popularly and rather one of the first isoenzymes to be discovered is your LDH, lactate dehydrogenase. So that is one of the ways of what you call as regulating the metabolism. We'll be exploring these isoenzyme more in the next series. Then we have another particular way, that is what is called as your feedback inhibition. So feedback inhibition, matlab one of the very commonest mechanisms of regulation you can say is feedback inhibition. Matlab you have a particular reaction sequence and this particular reaction sequence leads to the formation of a particular product. You have different enzymes which are catalyzing these reactions, and your end product, it goes and binds the first enzyme and then it stops the entire reaction sequence once the product is in excess. So when the excess of your product binds the first enzyme of the reaction sequence, stop this particular reaction, then that is referred to as what is called as your feedback inhibition. It is not this simple as it is. There are various branched pathways and there are different again ways, like you have cumulative feedback, sequential feedback. So that we'll be talking about in our upcoming series. So you have one particular mechanism, that is feedback inhibition. One more last one which we'll be talking about is what is called as your multi-enzyme complexes. So you will find a typical multi-enzyme complex. One of the very commonest examples which are given for a multi-enzyme complex, you have pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, a fatty acid synthase complex. Again, as the name suggests, multi-enzyme. Matlab it is a way where 2, 3, 4, 5 different enzymes, they come together and they work together. So you have a substrate which is converted to a product. So product of an enzyme becomes the substrate of the second. Substrate of the second becomes the product of the second, and then that becomes the substrate of the third enzyme. So all the reactions, they take place in a particular sequence. So there is no loss of the intermediate, the time required is less, and turning them on and off is also much easier. So such particular enzymes are called as your multi-enzyme complexes, right? So these particular enzymes, right, they are referred to as your multi-enzyme complexes. So the 7 ways by which this could be done is your enzyme compartmentalization, allosteric enzyme, proteolytic cleavage, covalent modification, isoenzymes, feedback inhibition, and multi-enzyme complexes. Stay tuned with us for in detailed description of these particular mechanisms of metabolic regulations. Thank you.